welcome. If you are new, I am your host, Lee Apocrypha, and it is a pleasure to meet you. I hope you'll consider joining this little soul family that we have going on here by subscribing, or if you like this video, I hope you'll consider liking. Welcome back to all of my lovely soul family. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hugs. So, things have been kind of rough lately. Sorry I've been gone for a while. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I just need to completely disconnect and just kind of just go through life and my own experiences and, recharge my own batteries. So I hope you guys will understand that. I just saw one. But I've missed you guys. I've been wanting to jump back on here and give you guys some readings. I hope the sounds aren't too loud or overbearing. I hope you can hear me okay. Doing these videos, finding a specific time has been difficult lately as well. So yeah, I'm sorry it's been a while. I'm not even really dressed up today. I just put like my ears, my horns, and like my choker, and that's it, pretty much. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I hope I say that and then I'm about to say I hope that everyone has been okay. Really, like, I know that things have been stressful, a lot has been going on. I'm sorry if you could hear people yelling. So let's just go with it, alright? This deck wanted to be used today. This is the Dark Exact. This was actually my first ever deck that I have owned, which is interesting. On the top is the Magician. Take that as you may, it was on the top, so I'm not going to read into it, but I might read into it a little bit. The Magician being on top, I'm kind of thinking about you're really trying to manifest something new for yourself. I don't know, if you're going through anything kind of similar to what I'm going through, then you have been pretty exhausted yourself, haven't you? And you're trying to have temperance, you're trying to have faith and believe in the situation and have patience with what's going on. But here I see the Sun in reverse and the Five of Wands upright. So immediately what that's telling me is that you have been going through something in your life that has been really causing you a lot of struggles. I just saw 330. Something that has been taking you for granted, leaving you feeling unfulfilled, not completely happy in your situation. Feeling drained, feeling like you're really fighting, really pushing for whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in your life. But you're met with a lot of difficulty, maybe a lot of people who don't believe in you, or maybe you feel like your work isn't appreciated, whether that's at work or it is in your creative pursuits. There's this sense that you're really trying to propel forward in what is calling out to you to do and to focus on in your life, but at the same time it's just been such a fucking struggle. You've been having a lot of difficulty in manifesting that. Perhaps you have been putting your all into some kind of project or into your career, and you feel like you're not really getting anywhere. It doesn't mean that you're not improving. It doesn't mean that you're not evolving. You are. And I feel like you can even see that. But there may be this sense that you feel unappreciated or misunderstood, or like people don't see your growth. But you see your growth, and you know that you have been growing. So you've been trying to be patient about a situation that has perhaps also ended in your life. There's a lot of difficulty around you at this very moment, at this point in time. Although you may try to be patient and understanding and kind and compassionate, and you're trying to do your own thing, there's still this sense within you that your wish fulfillment is not coming soon enough. Underneath this, oh, okay. Underneath we have the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, and both are in reverse. So I'm definitely seeing here there's a decision that you are trying to make, perhaps, whether it's in your career or creative pursuit, or it's in regards to a specific person, place, or thing that you are dealing with in your life. You're really not sure what road to take. You're not sure what decision you need to make. You're not sure what to say. With the Swords is about thoughts, but it's also about communication and speech. With the Pentacles is about the tangible reality around us. It could be in regards to a person, even though it's not cups, it's not love. That doesn't mean that there's not love there. You're trying to make a decision about something that has been very difficult for you to make. With all the shit that you have been going on, or that has been going on in your life, about you trying so hard to be patient in the shit that's going on in your life, and yet you still feel this end, like something severe, something very, very prevalent in your life has ended, and you're not quite sure how to take it. You may be telling yourself in your mind one thing, you may be feeling something else in your physical world, like maybe it's like a mind over heart kind of thing. Maybe you're just really struggling to find your balance, because here we see the King of Pentacles in reverse as well, and also the Death card in reverse, but we also have the King of Cups in reverse. So you know that there has to be an end to something, and you're not quite sure if that is what has already left you, or if it's something else that you need to end in your life in order to find this happiness. The Death card is in reverse, which means that you may be running from making certain changes in your life. But that may also be the reason why we have the Ten of Swords here. It may be saying, without you being willing to put an end to certain cycles, you're not going to find the love and the stability that you want. And you're still struggling to make that decision, because you know within yourself, deep down inside, that you have to make certain changes. You keep fighting it You keep fighting it. I saw 1001. But the more that you fight the changes, the more you're going to feel stuck. Things are not going to change just because you will them to change. You have to actually commit to that change. You have to actually be willing to get your hands dirty if you need to. You have to be willing to be brutally honest with yourself and your circumstances and why things are not progressing in the way that you want them to. It could be about love. It could be about career. It could be about both. And I feel like for a lot of you it is. It is about both. But if you're comfortable where you're at within your career, let's say you hate your job, but you still don't really focus on finding something better for yourself, then I don't mean to be insensitive, but don't be so angry. I saw 1111. Don't be so angry that nothing is changing in your sphere of work when you're literally doing the same thing over and over and you're not looking for something else, or you're not committing to submitting the application for whatever it is. Perhaps you're going through looking for applications, you're finding certain ones that you like, and you're really considering and debating on applying to those places. Perhaps you printed out your resume, you still haven't gone. Perhaps you haven't updated your resume, or perhaps you print out the applications and you haven't actually started, writing anything on those applications. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and to expect different results. So what this is telling me here is, don't expect your career to change if you're not actually searching for something to change it to. Don't expect your love life to change if you are still being the same kind of person that you have been before, that causes relationships to end, to break, to fall apart, to not be strong enough. I saw 1233. You want a new beginning? Then you have to make changes in your life. You have to put an end to certain people, places, and things in your life that don't resonate with you anymore. And I feel like there may be certain situations, perhaps within career and a specific person, maybe for the majority of you it might be both. Maybe for some of you it's just one or the other. But the point here is that you still have not made those changes and you're still feeling burdened here. You're still feeling confused. This is the Hanged Man in reverse. So you're trying to see clearly, you're trying to make the moves that you need to make in your life. Perhaps you want to give your love to someone. We see here a rose, and in the reverse position it's actually a rose upright. Perhaps you think that by keeping the same mentality that you have had for quite some time, like that's going to magically just make someone appear in your life, or magically make a job appear in your life. And I know no one really thinks about that in that way, but when we want to instigate change, when we want change in our life, we have to change our perspective about certain things. And I feel like you're fighting that with the 5 of Wands and the Sun in reverse, with the Death in reverse. You're fighting it for 1441. You have to change your perspective in order to give that rose. But it's like for you, you think that being stubborn in your own perspective is going to bring you that love just because the rose is upright. But that's not how it works. Sometimes we need to make changes in our life and in our mentality and in the way that we do things and the way that we come off to people in order to have, you know, a new beginning in whatever it is that we want. When you go within and really ask yourself what it is that you want in your life, I feel like there's this aspect of you that does want to change the way that you think about a certain person, place, or thing, or situation, or career, or anything like that. There's this desire within you to make a change in that, but you're feeling super overwhelmed. You have been trying to release the burdens. The Ten of Wands in reverse. You've been trying to move away from that in order for you to find this happiness. I have this feeling that you kind of might have this mentality of, you know, perhaps overgiving, or there's this part of you that is afraid when people overgive. You feel like, oh, well, if they're that easy to give to me now, then, like, what more do they have to give? Perhaps you feel like if I release all of the past, then I will change, and I don't know who I will become, and I don't want that. But you have to understand that's a part of the process. When you know what it is that you want, and you're able to learn from the past, you're able to make those changes, to come forward honestly, and again, to make those changes that you need to make in order to find your abundance, your stability, and your, you know, the love that you have, that you want to give. I hope that I'm making sense here. You're trying so hard to release the past, but you feel like it leaves you not victorious. You feel like sometimes, well, I do let go of the past, well, I do try to make those changes, but is it really bringing me any success? This is the Six of Wands, which upright is about victory, and it's here in reverse. I think that you may be seeing things in a way that is limiting. Don't think that because you change from being who you currently are, that that's going to make your life fall apart in some way. I saw 1919, which is interesting because actually looking at it like this, it's 019. If you're afraid of what people might think just because you're making certain changes in your life, whether it has to do about person, place, or thing, job, love life, family, or whatever the case is, Just go for it. Do what you feel is right for you. And I mean, I say this a lot in my readings, but people who really love you, who really support you, they're going to be with you through it all. That's the truth. And if they see you, oh, well, that person has changed so much, and like, who are they now? Like, I don't even know them. It's like, you are stepping into who you really are. And if people don't want to accept that and appreciate it and honestly, and like be grateful for that, then that's them. You are becoming more of who you really are. And you may have been feeling blocked to a certain point because maybe you do care about what other people think. And I mean, I think we all do to some degree, but the fact that matters is that we don't allow it to hold us back. You have been wanting to make certain decisions, choices in your life that you feel is not going to be understood by people around you. So the fuck what? I saw 2111. If they really love you, if they really support you, if they really want to be a part of your life, they're not going to hate you just because you've made changes in your life. And if they do, that's their own fucking problem, not yours. And it's not worth allowing it to hold you back just because they can't appreciate it or they can't understand that you really are just becoming who you really are. So what if people think, oh, that person's changed a lot and they're not who they used to be? Those people who say that, who do they tend to be? The people who you haven't spoken to in years that already don't know who you are anymore. Because you've made so many changes in your life already, they still think you're the same person from high school? 10 years later? No. I saw 2211 turn into 2212. People might want you to stay the same. That's on them. 2223. Who cares if they want you to stay the same? What matters is that you are who you are. You are who you need to be. If you need to get in that cocoon in order to transform into the butterfly, then who the fuck cares if these people are like, you can't get in that cocoon? Because then we won't be able to talk for several days or whatever, however long. Because then I won't be able to see you anymore. Because then I won't be able to talk to you anymore because of this or that or whatever or the other. Someone who really cares is going to stick it out with you. They're going to be like, hey, you know what? You might be wanting to move to another state. I'm going to be so fucking sad. I'm going to miss you so fucking much. I saw 2311. And I looked back up, I saw 13. It's about that new beginning. Someone who wants you to be successful and to be happy and to be victorious, they're going to put themselves aside and be like, yeah, I'm going to be sad that you're leaving, but I fucking support you. You go there and you do the fucking best that you can do, and I got your back. And you know, we can video chat, we can talk, we can maybe visit each other every now and then. Just because you're moving far away doesn't mean that you have to leave my life completely. If someone's afraid of you moving away, that's understandable, because they really do love you and they want to be around you, but you cannot allow that to be the deciding factor. You can't allow that to be the reason why you're wishy-washy on this person, on making a decision. Yeah, I want that career. Yes, I'm willing to move over there. Yes, I want to get married with you. Yes, I'm willing to move over there. Or if they're willing to move towards where you live, but you're gonna have to find a bigger home, or whatever the case is. Someone who really loves you is going to stick it out till the end. And they're going to be proud of you and they're going to be happy for you. Yes, it might hurt. Yes, they might be sad. But a true friend is going to want you to follow that success. They're not going to want to see you feel burdened and confused and like you're not capable of making the decision to make those changes in your life for you to have stability and love. But you need to make those changes. And if they really support you on this journey, then they're going to believe in you and they're going to want you to make those changes that you need to make in order for you to become a better version of yourself. I mean, sometimes people change and we don't always like the way that they change. It's not our life. Who the fuck are we to say, oh, like, don't change in that way, don't be that kind of person? For all you know, they've been that kind of person way before you. And you might think that they're changing and becoming someone else, when in reality, they're just stepping into their real, true self. Let me see, I kind of feel like shuffling this deck more. I split and saw the 9 of Swords in reverse. So you really want to, the 8 of Swords in reverse, you really want to move away from your self-limiting beliefs, your negative self-talk. You're moving away from the things that you have told yourself that just play over and over in your head. You're really trying to make a change in your life and you have been struggling. I was about to, and then like one just flipped out. It's the 9 of Cups in reverse. And then the Ace of Swords in reverse. Perhaps there's this feeling that you may have that if you come forward about your truth, that you're not going to have the emotional stability and the emotional independence that you desire. The 9 of Cups is about emotional stability within ourselves. It's about us realizing that we are enough. It's about us realizing that we are capable of loving ourselves and giving ourselves the time and the space and the energy that we need to in order to grow. But it is in reverse, so with the Ace of Swords in reverse, and look, now we have another 2 in reverse underneath the deck. It's like there may be something that you want to convey, that you want to say, that you want to do, but you don't because you question the validity of it, or you question yourself, is that what I really want? And like, to me, I keep seeing this as a face. It kind of looks like a sad face. But I'm also noticing the 2 cups that are standing out. Out of all these cups, there's 2 that are lit up. It's like the 7 cups is making me think of the 7 of Cups, which is about mental fog and confusion. And underneath the deck before I shuffled was the 7 of Pentacles, and I was going to bring it out and mention the 7 of Cups. I was like going to say this isn't the 7 of Cups, it's the 7 of Pentacles, but I'm getting that vibe of the 7 of Cups. You're feeling confused. Maybe you have a lot of choices in love or in career or in your creative pursuits or whatever it is that you want, that you're not acknowledging what it is that really matters to you, or who really matters to you, or which job really matters to you, or which creative pursuit really matters to you, whatever it is. With the cups, the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups there, it's like you're debating. You're debating. What should I do? Should I give my cup to one person? Or should I do whatever the fuck I want? That's a decision for you to make, obviously. If there's one particular person or one particular job that you have been really wanting to put your all into, but you continue to refuse because you don't think that you'll be victorious, the more you tell yourself that you won't, the more you won't. And it's not because you're not capable. It's not because that is all that you can do. It's because your self-limiting beliefs is keeping you there. If your self-limiting beliefs are literally telling you that if you come forward to this one person, or if you end up doing this one career, I saw 3131, that you're not going to be successful, if that's what you believe, then that's what it will be. You have to see things with a different perspective. The hangman upright, he hangs himself upside down so that he can gain clarity in a situation and view things from a different perspective. But if he refuses, whether male or female, it doesn't matter. If he refuses to see things from a different perspective, then that is the Seven of Cups upright. That means that he's not stable, he's not committed, he's not being honest with what he really wants, or he's confused because there's so much shit to choose from. 3222. You're not conveying something that it is that you want to say. Something that comes straight from your crown chakra. Something that comes straight from the divine. Something that comes straight from your higher self. And you keep denying it. It's kind of like an eye as well. It's like you don't want to see the truth of a situation. Sorry, that light there, I have a candle in front of me on. You don't want to see the situation for what it is. You're choosing to avoid it. I saw 3311. Because you're struggling again to make that conscious decision for what it is that you want. Look, we have the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands in reverse. We don't have the Two of Cups, but we do have this Nine of Cups that shows the Two Cups in reverse. So it's like all of the twos are in reverse. You're confused as fuck. You want to make a decision, but you're debating. You want to say how you feel, but you don't. I saw 3355. You want to plan ahead, you want to move forward, you want to make a plan with someone or something in your life, but you don't. You have to get on that horse. This is the Knight of Wands. You have to get on that horse and charge forward to what it is that you're passionate about. Person, place, or thing. Career, family, new beginning in whatever it is that you want. You have to consciously, you have to get on that horse, you have to take that wand, and you have to charge forward to what it is that you're passionate about. And we see more twos here. Here's the Nine of Wands. It's like, despite everything, I see the Nine of Swords in reverse. Look, there's the the Seven of, okay. All right. You kind of feel like this decision that you might make might cause people around you to kind of push you away. Because if we look here in this imagery, there's only one wand that is different from the others. You may have been feeling like it has been so difficult for you to move forward and to communicate how you really feel, because perhaps the people surrounding you, the people around you, the people that you share the most of your time with, don't really resonate with who you really are. So you may want to become this, that, or the other, but you feel like you don't have the support that you want and that you need in your life right now. But I'm getting the sense of you'll never know, you'll never find those people. The more you keep surrounding yourself with people, places, and things that don't vibe with you, don't expect to have space for people, places, and things that will vibe with you. Because let's say you're giving all your time and energy to people who just use you, manipulate you, just take your time or your money or resources, or they don't really care. It's not to say that they all don't, but some might not. I saw 3636. Some might care, but still are not willing to see you learn and grow. So that means that they are getting in the way too. And maybe that sounds like a harsh way to put it, but I mean, that's the truth. The more that you surround yourself with people who don't get you, the more that you're going to be misunderstood. If you have conveyed how you feel and they still don't get it, and you still convey and they still don't get it, and they just refuse, like the hanged man in reverse, they just refuse to see it, and they think, oh, like that's a loving thing to do, that's love. No, it's not. The more that you give your time to people who don't get you, and if they still don't, after you continually try to make them understand, try to share with them your ideas and your thoughts, your dreams and your aspirations, and they still don't support you, you're wasting your fucking time and resources. And yes, you are. Whether that's literally financially because you've invested in these people, if that's literally just your energy because you've invested so much time and energy in responding to them or hanging out with them or whatever the fuck, it's the same thing. If it has gotten to the point that you feel like this when you're around those people, cut it out. That doesn't mean that you can't be their friend. That doesn't mean that you can't, hang out with them every once in a while or whatever. But if you want new people, places, and things in your life, you have to make space for it. Literally. Whether that's physical space or that's mental space, emotional space, it has to be all of it. If you feel alone in a crowded room, then you're in the wrong room. Maybe the room next door, maybe that one will have a crowd of people that you all vibe with. Don't feel like you have to be stuck in this one room with these people just because you're already there. You can get up and you can walk out. You can be like, hey, thanks, but I gotta go home or whatever. Like, I'm not vibing with this. You want to attract your tribe, then you have to be in that vibe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. That's a quote, right? Literally. So if you still hang around these people who are a mirror image of who you were, even though you have learned and grown, and you're not that same person like you are, but you're not, and you're still hanging around with the same people, you're keeping yourself stuck. It's like, for example, it's like an animal or a plant or a person. An animal that needs a bigger cage, a plant that needs a bigger pot, a person that needs a different size of clothes because they're literally older and they've literally grown. Don't force yourself to fit in a box that you used to fit into. You have learned, you have grown, you have expanded. Of all these wands, the one in the middle, the one that is different, is the biggest wand. If you need time and space and energy, and you need all of that, you need room to grow, then don't surround yourself with people who don't want to grow with you. I saw 4111. If it's time to part ways, so to speak, then don't feel guilty about it. And I know that's fucking hard because, I mean, even to this day, there's still people that I think about and I'm like, man, you know, I miss them. I wonder how they're doing. I hope that they're okay. Friends from high school or friends from college or friends from studying abroad or whatever the hell. But you can't focus on that. If you really want to, then reach out. And if you do and you don't vibe anymore, then at least you know that. At least you could put that time and energy towards what it is that you do want in your life. Because you're trying to move away from people, places, and things that leave you stuck in your head. That leave you feeling like you're not good enough. That leave you feeling at the edge of your bed like you can't sleep. That might be literal for some of you. And for others of you, that might be more metaphorical. Again, maybe it's the stress that you feel because your family is telling you that you can't do this, that you have to be this, or whatever. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's your life. That's the truth. Whether your family wants you to or not, it's your life. So, I'm seeing here with these two nines right next to each other, actually. In reverse, there's 6. Upright, they're 9. And then right next to them is a 10. So, of course, 9 is one step closer to the 10. Is the closest to the 10. So you're close to having, you know, you're close to that end. Where it is that you can make the decision to put down those wands, to put down the swords, because we had the 10 of Swords earlier as well. It's up to you to put that down and to take that leap of faith, that next step forward. If you want to, you can. And there's this part of you that wants to, but still feels stuck at the 9. There may be aspects of your heart that you still need to heal. And I'm saying that because the 2 9s in reverse are 6, and 6 is a number of love. Seeing here the 2 cups that are in reverse is making me think of love. Is making me think of self-love and love that you may have for other people. Now again, the 7 of Pentacles is down here. You want to build a foundation for yourself. You are trying to tend to those seeds that you have planted. Sorry, a coin fell. You're trying to plant those seeds and tend to them. I saw 44 in order for you to have your stability. But there's still something that you feel confused about. This is the Devil card. And in this tarot, it's like being lost in a forest. It's like there's this fear that you have of being lost. There's this fear that you have that the seeds that you're planting aren't going to amount to anything because you're not getting the immediate results that you desire. But you have to understand that everything takes time, and you do, and we all do, and we all get it. We all know that. But we're still impatient as fuck sometimes, aren't we? Yes, we are. We might want it now, we might, need it now. But if you don't have it right now, then you don't need it right now. What you need is to get focused, is to walk through that path, to go through those woods, to seek within yourself your inner truth and what fuels your heart with fire. The Ace of Cups. What fuels your heart with fire? Don't allow yourself to stop yourself from doing what it is that you want to do and what it is that you need to do in your life just because you feel like it has not been appreciated or understood by other people. So the fuck what? You put your work out there. You do the best that you can do. And the results will come in the future. We have to be patient. We have to be understanding that things don't happen just because we post something. Doesn't mean that it's going to get the reach that we desire for it to have. In one day. Everyone starts somewhere, right? Everyone who has a big following started at zero at some point or another. You know what I'm saying? We all start somewhere. And for some people it takes a much longer time than other people. And that's okay. But what matters is that you're planting those seeds that you want and that you need to, and that you're tending to them and you're watering them, and that you're going through this forest of your mind, seeking out the truth to what really matters to you. Not to be afraid of being confused or not knowing what step to take, but to instead sit with it, to sit with that fear of the unknown, and to question, why am I here? What is the importance of this lesson? What can I learn from this? What is this teaching me? Where is this leading me to? All of these questions. I feel like you're asking yourself, some of you are asking yourself the questions of, well, if I do this, who's going to come with me? If I want to do this with my life, who's going to support me? And you can't focus on that. You can't linger on who's going to be there and who's not going to. The people who really do support you, you already know who they are. As soon as I said that, there's probably already at least one person that came to your mind. Someone who really supports you and who's really actually there for you, and who actually does want to see you succeed. That person, those people, those places, those things, whatever, those are the ones that you want to keep watering those seeds for. Those are the people that are around you that you want to keep around you. I just split the deck, and underneath is Battle of the Blues. Take steps towards positive change. So perhaps you've been going through depressive state. You've been feeling lost, confused. You have been wanting someone to come save you, perhaps. You've been wanting to save yourself, but you feel melancholy, like you feel this lack of motivation, this lack of being able to move forward. And it has been draining you. Look, I literally just said this lack of motivation to move forward, and what does it say? Moving forward. Get ready for positive change. But you have to move forward. You have to first of all, you have to go within yourself to understand what it is, where you want to go, what it is that you want to do to move forward, and then make those changes to do so. It's not just gonna come out of thin air. Maybe you need some time to relax and rejuvenate and replenish your energy. There's nothing wrong with that. And even at the very beginning of this video, I was literally like, I'm sorry you guys, I haven't been around. I do that sometimes. I just kind of up and disappear off the face of the earth, kind of, and I'm just kind of in my own zone. And I'm dealing with my own shit, and I'm going through my own thing, and I'm just replenishing my own batteries. You know, and that's okay. We all get down in a funk. We all do. What matters is that you allow yourself the space and the time to delve into it and to try to understand it, so that way you can become, look, so you can take a leap of faith towards what it is that you desire and understand yourself in a deeper way. I hope that makes sense. Whoa. So these cards wanted to come out. I don't know. I'll just take them. Alright. So we have Animal Bond. Stand up for all animals. So the feeling I'm getting from this card is like, again, tribe. You're trying to find your soul tribe. You're trying to surround yourself with people, places, and things that appreciate you. That birds of a feather flock together. People who really are one with who you are will stick around. This is a woman who is wearing like an eagle head or something, and then she has these big wings. She could be an angel, she could be something else. But she's a human amongst these animals. There's something within that I'm feeling called to. There's this feeling of like, it's like, even though each of these birds are different species of birds, they're all birds. Even though she is a human of a sort, she has wings. They all have something in common. Despite their differences, one has, look, there's a goose, it has a long neck, there's owls, there's big birds, there's birds of prey, there's those little birds on her wrist, on her arm. There's all these beautiful different animals, all these beautiful different critters. And despite all of their differences, they all fly and they're all flocking together. And that's how it is in real life. You want to find your soul tribe. You're not all going to look alike. You're not all going to have the same exact path. You're not all going to have the same exact purpose or desires or all of that. But you all do have a commonality. You all do have a common goal, and all of you will support each other and flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. These birds here, they're not even alike from the next. Even this woman, whether she's an angel or she's a demon or whatever she is, she's flying with these birds. She has wings too, and they're all headed in a similar direction. They all support each other and believe in each other. And they all stand up for each other. A true friend will stand up for you. Someone might be talking shit and they'll be like, excuse me? What'd you say about my friend? Ugh, excuse me? Who you think you is? You know what I'm saying? Angel of miracles, open your heart and expect a miracle. So there's something that you have been doubting is going to come to fruition. I just saw fruition. I said fruition, and when I looked down, I saw intuition of this next card, which is owl, which is another bird, and here we have a bunch of birds. Okay. So again, going back to this miracle card, it's like you're really, really wanting to just have a miracle happen. You're expecting something profound to just happen out of nowhere. But the truth of the matter is, I saw 5554. You have to make changes in your stability. You have to make changes in order for things to make changes in your life. You can't just expect it to come out of nowhere. Again, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Miracles are possible. Miracles do happen. But right now, what we need to do is not focus on, man, I want a miracle to happen just out of nowhere, to fall from the sky, a gift of $1 million or something. You know what I'm saying? What we have to do, I need money, so I gotta get off my ass and get a job and work hard and work diligently so that I can make money, so that I can pay my bills, so I can get the things I want, that I need, and whatever. You can't just immediately expect it to come from the sky. So from this card, I'm getting that there needs to be a true understanding. I feel like the majority of you already know this, but maybe there's some of you that are still kind of deep down inside expecting a miracle of change to happen, but you're not doing anything to instigate those changes. You want the tower to crumble, but you're still trying to hold the tower together. If you want the tower to crumble, then help it crumble faster, so that you can pick up the pieces faster, sweep it up, clean it up, and then build again. Don't keep wishing for the tower with the faulty foundation to fall, and then you're still holding it up and deep down inside hoping that it's not gonna fall. That is counterintuitive. You're trying to manifest changes, but at the same time, with your hangman in reverse mentality, you want changes, but you're not making them happen. You want miracles to happen because you're not getting off your ass and making it happen for yourself. And we all do that. We all get to that point sometime or another. Sometimes we get stuck in that without realizing. And, you know, the thing that matters is that we take off that mask and we realize, like, oh, hey, like, I'm doing this. Okay. Like, I need to stop, wishing for something that I'm not planting the seeds and watering them for. Don't expect to grow a pumpkin patch out of nowhere if you're not planting pumpkin seeds. And don't expect those seeds to grow into pumpkin if you're not doing what you need to do to tend to those seeds in order for them to grow healthy and full and happy and all of that. Take off those masks. Be honest with yourself. The owls are about intuition. It says follow your intuition. About guidance. And there's a whole bunch of butterflies and moths down here. Signifying transformation. I was going to say, she might not be an owl, but she has this energy of her, of the owl. Look, like again, this entity may not be a bird, but she's flying with the birds. This entity may not be an owl, but in the background there's owls that support her and that believe in her. There are changes that need to be made, and you know this, and sometimes you fight it, and sometimes you teeter-totter, and sometimes you know it, and sometimes you doubt it. And that happens to all of us. That's natural. But it's important to follow your dreams, to follow what it is that you really want and that you really desire and what really means something to you, in order for you to move forward. 7 heavenly virtues, keys to goodness, it says. You want the stars to come to you, you have to reach for it. You have to reach for it. I hope I'm making sense. Again, you want a miracle, you can't just have a miracle hit you out of nowhere. I saw 1/1/21. It's like, for example, if you're a musician or you're an artist or you're a dancer or something of whatever sort, you can't expect to just have a music producer walk up to you and be like, hey, we want to collaborate with you, we want to help you, you want to be your producer, whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? If you never put your work out there, don't expect a miracle of someone to recognize your work if you're not putting any of your work out there. But also, you need to be patient. You need to continue to learn and grow. And it's not about not having faith that a miracle will happen. It's about having faith that you are on the right path and that you are doing what you need to do and that you are where you need to be in order for those miracles to happen. Again, they don't just come out of thin air. Who's going to hire you as a developer or as an artist if they don't even know your name? If you never applied for that job, sorry. If you never applied for that job, then don't expect to get the job. I think that's good enough there. Let's continue. What other messages? Ooh. What came out? What almost fell out? Legit. Show the world the real you. Wasn't I saying earlier that you're trying to get to this place where like people understand you better and the people who support you really do support you and they're there for you, but you have to put yourself out there in order for you to have those miracles happen in the ways that you want them to happen? You have to put yourself out there. You have to show the world the real you. It's like something that I've told someone that I have been close to at some point or another is, how could you expect people to understand you for who you really are if you don't show people who you really are? How can you expect people to really support you and be there for you and really understand who you are when you wear masks and you don't allow people to see the truth of who you are? Because you're not even allowing yourself to see the truth of who you are. Nothing will come of this situation. If that's the energy that you're in, nothing will come of it. Again, if you want a producer to have the possibility of coming across your work, you have to put your work out there. And it's scary and it's hard because sometimes we want validation. Sometimes, you know, it feels good to have likes and people who share your content or who respond to your content or whatever the case is. But you can't live your life based off of that. You can't what am I trying to say? You can't put value on what other people's, you can't put the value of your work in other people's hands. Does that make sense? So just because you're not getting the likes that you want or that you deserve or whatever, doesn't mean that your work isn't appreciated. Doesn't mean that you're not doing what it is that you're meant to do. Everything takes time. Every building needs to be built off a stable foundation. No company becomes what it is until they have gone through so much shit and have learned so much shit that they become the company that they are. Like what? Microsoft, Apple, all these like electronic companies that we see that are so popular these days. They started in some dude's garage. People were probably legit telling them like, haha, you think you can build the next computer? Like, what the fuck is a computer? Like, you think you could build something that can compute all these things? Here's a calculator. People might see your work and be like, oh, you think that you can amount to something? Yes, motherfucker, I will. You watch. Of course, you don't have to say that. I wouldn't say that. But it's that feeling of like, just because you don't believe in me doesn't mean that I saw 10707. Just because you don't believe in me doesn't mean that I'm not capable. Before planes existed, I don't know who it was, this guy who wanted to fly, that people were like, huh, you want to fly? Like, cars are meant to be driven. You want to fly? Good luck flying with the birds when you're dead or something. And what? This person made an airplane. Every inventor has been faced with, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you'll never amount to this, you'll never amount to that, but they didn't let that fucking stop them, did they? If they did, the things that we have would never have been invented. You cannot allow people's opinions, and you might tell yourself, I don't care what people think, I don't allow people's opinions to hold me back, but you kind of do. You kind of do. If you're in this situation, if this is resonating with you, if you're in that hanged man because you want to convey how you feel but you don't because you're afraid of how you'll be received, that's caring what other people think. And I said it before, I'll say it again, we all do to some degree, but we have to distinguish the difference between I care what they say, but I'm not gonna let it stop me. Or to some degree, like, yeah, I don't fucking care what they say, and I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. You know, there's certain people in our life that we want approval from. So, for example, family, right? Even if you've had a bad family experiences, deep down inside, you probably want some kind of approval from your family. That's natural, that's normal, right? After a certain point in time, if you've dealt with so much bullshit from your family that you realize that it's just toxic, then at that point, you might legit just stop caring, which is understandable. I mean, if that's the situation you're faced with, then I don't blame you. But deep down inside, we all care to some degree. Even if we catch ourselves and we're like, okay, I don't care. We still do to some degree because we're human beings. Birds of a feather flock together. We're all human beings. We all seek. It's not that we seek validation or approval from other people, but deep down inside, that's a part of something that we desire for. Is finding our tribe. right? Even if you're someone who loves being alone all the time, even if you're someone who swears like you are perfectly content in being alone, I'm sure that to some degree you still want friends. You still want people to be in your life who really truly understand you. I saw 11010. You still want to be surrounded with people who are on the same journey. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, what matters is what you do with that. What matters is that you don't allow wanting that approval or whatever to stop you from doing what it is that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You want to make videos, you want to post your art, you want to post your music, you want to do fashion, or you want to act, you want to dance, you want to whatever the fuck it is that you want to do. You have to put yourself out there. And you're going to be faced with criticism. You're going to be faced with people who are like, well, this person can do it better, whatever. So what? You'll never know. I saw 1, 11, 12. You'll never really know what you're capable of until you put in all the time and energy to produce the work that it is that you want to, in order for people to appreciate it. I hope I'm making sense. Maybe I'm going around in a circle. But nothing will come of this situation if you still allow yourself to be held back by what other people think, okay? Sorry if that, just took forever for me to say again. Psychic abilities. You're trying to get to a place where you're following your intuition. And again, we have animals again. So there's a lot of spirit guides around you. I feel a lot of animal totems, animal spirits. You're trying to follow your intuition. We had the owl, which was about intuition. We have these animal spirits flocking together. Like, you are protected. And you keep following your intuitions, leading you in the right direction. Okay? Let's see. We have blessings. You want blessings to come into your life. Blessings are all around you all the time. You just have to change your perspective in order to receive those blessings, to perceive the blessings are already in your life, to be grateful for the things that you already do have. You have the light in your hands. You have that light in your hands, and you're longing for something or someone, or creating something, having a situation with someone. But again, nothing will come of the situation if you don't put the effort to make it so. Empowerment. You have to realize that you have the power within yourself to do whatever the fuck you want to do. But you have to realize that. You have to accept it. You have to live by that. And it's hard. Especially like if you're going through depression, like psychic abilities, it's following you. You are intuitive. Keep believing in that. Keep trusting in that. Keep following that guidance that you are being guided to. Keep trying to develop your abilities, whether spiritually and mundane. Your skills, your talents, your desires, what it is that you want. But you have to be strong within yourself to know that you already have that. You already are. But you just have to believe in it and live it without doubting it or fearing it for whatever reason. I feel like pulling a card from the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot. It's like there's the Six of Cups in reverse and the Page of Swords in reverse as well. What this is telling me is that you may be wanting to reconcile with someone or something of your past, or an aspect of yourself. It doesn't have to be a person, it could be within yourself. But you're not sure how to come forward with that. You're not sure how to express it. You're not sure how to remove that mask about it. Page of Swords in reverse. You're not sure how to convey how you feel to people, places, and things around you. Because, again, you may be afraid of what other people might think or say. Look, the Two of Wands. We had the Two of Wands come up. The Two of Wands in this card really is, it kind of makes me like think of Kundalini. We have the two snakes, they're coiled, they're holding on to the light source, and there's this darkness in the middle. You're trying to illuminate the secrets, the darkness, the whatever it is within you. You're trying to understand it better. That's what I'm getting from this, the Devil card too. It's like you're trying to maneuver around so that you don't feel lost and confused. You're trying to heal. Snakes symbolize healing. You're trying to close the gap. You're trying to find balance between the light and the dark within you. You're trying to heal. You're trying to progress. You're trying to move forward. You want to pursue your dreams, your aspirations, the things that light you up. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, but again, you're teeter-tottering, you're indecisive, you're not sure. The Fool in reverse, not moving forward, not taking the leap of faith, the steps that you need to take in order to make this happen. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, you want to move forward towards something that you are passionate about, that brings you love, that brings you emotional fulfillment. You want to move forward in it, but you're afraid to take that leap of faith towards that. The King of Wands in reverse. The King of Wands in reverse. But you may be fighting with yourself, with who you really are. What it is that you're really trying to do, what it is that you're really trying to manifest. I don't know why I'm being called to this, but in the Nightmare Before Christmas, in the movie we have Jack, right? He is the Pumpkin King. We only really see him as the Pumpkin King at the very beginning of the movie. Throughout the movie, he is Jack Skellington, right? That is what we really know him as. But then at a certain point, he goes to Christmas Town and he wants to be Santa. Who are you? What are you trying to prove? Who are you trying to be? What is it that you want for yourself? It's okay to be in this energy of constant transformation. It's okay. People might be like, you're someone who's always changing. Like, do you know who you really are? I'm coming into who I really am. And that's why I'm always changing, because my life is always changing. Life, the only thing that's consistent in life is change. But there's something here with the King of Candles, the King of Wands in reverse, that's saying it's time to take off the mask. It's time to decide who you really want to be, what it is that you really want to do, and to stick with it, and to work through that, and to let that be the fuel in your heart that drives you forward. Okay, then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. The Three of Wands is about waiting for your ships to sail in. And again, there's this feeling of impatience. You want your ships to arrive, and you're there waiting for them, but impatiently. Three to me is a number of manifestation, even though the Magician is number 1 in the tarot. You're trying to find balance between mind, body, and spirit. All these things within us, the physicality, the spirit, and all of that. But you're struggling to find balance in that because you're still struggling to accept who you are. I saw 1:21:13. So again, in 1, 2, 3, it's about taking a leap of faith. It's about taking those steps, those beginning steps necessary that you need to take in order for you to make the changes in your life that you need to make. But you have to make the decision to do that. And I just picked up a big clump. Noticing the Knight of Pentacles. You want to give, then give. You want to become, do a different career or something, then do it. This elf here, it's another day in the elf manufacturer working as the elf does. 1:22:12. But the elf is still happy. You should feel that way. When you're working, you should feel a sense of happiness. And of course, we all need a job to get by, to pay bills, to do what we need to do. But you should be doing something that you feel happy to be there. Something that you feel happy to go to work. And that's not going to be all the time. Even if it's a career that you fucking love. There's going to be days when you're like, I really don't want to go to work. I'm exhausted. That's natural. That's fine. That's not a bad thing. But that shouldn't be every day. There should be days that you're like, oh, okay, like today, hopefully it's going to be a good day. And I'm kind of excited. I've been needing to get out of the house. And, I'm looking forward to working today. I saw 1:23:05. Like, you have to want to make those changes in your life in order to find that happiness. But I mean, if you're literally working in the same job that you literally hate every single fucking day, why are you still there? And I know it's easier said than done. I understand, finding a new job isn't easy, especially with things lifting up. Everyone is looking, so it's not that it's easy. But again, you're expecting a miracle for something, then you have to put in the time and work for it. You have to give it a possibility of coming into your life. Okay, now the Three of Cups is underneath that. So again, just be true to who you really are. Don't wear masks. If you're going to be working with other people, work with other people who support you, who care about you, who you both mutually want to see each other succeed and move forward in life. But don't be playing no mind games. Don't be fucking around or anything like that, okay? So I feel like this reading was kind of all over the place, but I hope that it helped someone. If this message resonated with you, I hope you'll consider liking, sharing, maybe even subscribing if you really liked it. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry this energy was all over the place today. It's been a while. So it's nice to see all of you again. I hope that everything's going good, and I'm wishing you all the very best always. So take care until we see you again, and hopefully soon. I hope that you guys have been well, and many blessings to you. But keep an eye out for them, okay? So, give you guys a hug. Alright, so take care. Love you guys. Be safe, and don't be afraid to be who you really are and to step into who you really are. People who really love you and support you will still love and support you. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.